Okay, welcome to everyone. This is our fourth week in our beginning bridge class. And this week we talked about putting together what we've learned so far. We started talking about how to value our hands. Then we went on to talk about how to bid for both major and minor openings and responses. And this week we've basically put the two together so that now you have all the information that you need to bid, to do basic bidding and responses, except for no trump. And we're going to talk about no trump this week when we have our class. But let's look at what we have done so far. By the way, today I have this meeting is also being recorded for AI, and it should be able to give us a printed summary of what we say during today's session. I haven't used this before, so we'll have to see how this works. And I'm assuming it's not going to interfere with the actual video recording either, but breaking new ground here. So, okay, so I have up on the screen here the handout that we used this week. It's called Putting It All Together. You'll remember that we talked about, when we're talking about valuing your hand, that what we're looking for is actually to see how high we belong and where we belong on the bidding ladder. How high up should we go? Should we be in a game of three no trump, four hearts, or four spades? Maybe even five clubs or five diamonds? Should we be that high up the ladder? Or if we can't be that high up the ladder, then we need to stop as low as we can, because we don't get more points unless we reach those game levels. So we're always trying to see how high should we be and where should we be? What's our best suit? We hope our best suit is a major suit because we like to play there. If not, we like to play in no trump. And if not that, then we'll play in diamonds or clubs if we have to. But we're always looking to find a major suit fit and no trump if we can't do that. And let me do one other thing. Let's look at Audrey's bidding ladder. Okay, Audrey's bidding ladder. If you'll remember, if we just have 20 or 21 points, we just have about half the points, the 40 points that are in the deck. We should stay down here at the 1 level, maybe the 2 level if we've got a little bit more. But if we have 26 points, we should be bidding at least to the 4 level, which is where hearts and spades are a game. Or with 25 points, we can bid 3 no trump. So that's the purpose of bidding back and forth. It's a conversation that we're having with our partner that has to do with how do we know how high we need to be and where we need to be. So that's what the this sheet, the Putting It All Together sheet, puts together for us. Let's look at the very top part, the blue box that's on the top part. It's focusing on what the opener does, the first person to bid for our side, the opener of the bidding, the first person to bid, the first person to open the bidding. We've talked about this before, that there's actually a priority for deciding what you want to bid. The first thing you want to do is, if you can do it, bid 1 no trump. But 1 no trump is a very specific range, 15 to 17, and also a specific type of hand. It's balanced. You don't have a lot of long suits. You don't have shortness. It's a balanced hand. We'll talk more about that on Wednesday. But so 1 no trump, we will bid if we can, but it's real specific. Many times we can't bid 1 no trump. So when we can't bid 1 no trump, our next choice is to bid one of a major suit, either 1 heart or 1 spade. But to do that, we have to have 5 in the suit, 5 hearts or 5 spades. If we bid 1 heart or 1 spade to open the bidding, we're promising partner that we're somewhere between 13 and 21 points, and we've got 5 cards in the suit. If we don't have 5 cards in a major suit and we couldn't bid no trump, then we bid our best minor suit. Our best minor suit, either clubs or diamonds. If the clubs, one of them's longer than the other, you have a lot of clubs, or you have a lot of diamonds, you just bid that suit. That's easy. But if you have equal length, with 5-5, you bid the higher one. With 4-4 in both clubs and diamonds, you bid the diamonds. You'll see other times when we're bidding, when we have 4-4, we bid the lower one first. 5-5, we always bid the higher one first. 4-4 in the minor suits for opening, we bid the diamonds first. With 3-3, we bid the clubs first. So you just have to kind of remember that. With 4-4, you bid the diamonds. 3-3, you bid the clubs. If they're not equal, you bid the longer one. So that's kind of easy, but you do need to remember that. Now, if you follow those rules, about 95% of the time when you open one diamond, you've got 4 diamonds in your hand. So partner can be pretty sure that you have 4 diamonds in your hand if you open one diamond. Okay, now, so that's actually the opening bid, pretty easy, because you bid 1 no trump if you can. If you can't, you open 1 heart or 1 spade, but you've got to have 5. If you don't have 5 hearts or 5 spades, then you bid your best minor suit. So that's pretty cut and dry. Remember we said that when you have 13 to 21 points, that's when you're going to be opening 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, or 1 no trump. The one level. Just open at the 1 level. There are other opening bids. If you have 22 or more points, you have more points than this. There is a special bid, 2 clubs, which means, partner, I've just got a lot of points. Doesn't mean anything about clubs. And then there's some special bids you make after that. We don't cover that in this class. I just want you to know that exists, okay? That when you have a lot of points, you don't say 1, you say 2 clubs. And likewise, if you don't have an opening hand, but you have a lot of cards in the suit, we'll learn in a couple of weeks, there are some special opening bids at the 2 and the 3 level that mean that. But those are all, the 2 club bid is a strong bid. The others are called preemptive bids. Everything at the 1 level, 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump, are the regular opening hands between 13 and 21 points. Because 13 to 21 is a pretty big range of points, we usually need to make a second bid to narrow down for our partner which level we're at. And if you'll see here, you can be at one of 3 levels. You can be 13 to 15, minimum hand, low down in our 13 to 21 point range. 16 to 18 points, it's called a medium hand, it's a little bit more. And 19 to 21, big hand, maximum hand. If your partner says anything showing at least 6 points, you, by the fact you have about 20 points, know you have a game. There's 6 plus your 20-ish. You should have a game. So if you've got that really big hand, partner doesn't have to say much for you to bid a game. You bid the first time, your partner says something, and then when you come back, you make your second bid, and that's what is described here. 13 to 15, you will rebid your suit, raise your partner's suit, bid a new suit, or bid the lowest no trump. The way to definitely show that you are in the low category is to rebid your suit, raise your partner's suit, the one they bid, or bid the lowest no trump. You can bid a new suit, but if you bid a new suit, partner doesn't know whether you're in the minimum category or the medium category, because you can also bid a new suit here. If you're in the medium category of 16 to 18, you'll jump in either your suit or your partner's suit. Jump, not just raise one level. So something like 1 heart, 2 diamonds, 3 hearts. 1 heart, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts would be a minimum raise. But 1 heart, 2 diamonds, 3 hearts, I jumped up a level. That would show I've got this medium hand of 16 to 18 points. Or I can bid a new suit. A new suit at either that can be either the minimum level or the next level up. So a new suit doesn't complete the story of your hand. It just continues the story of your hand. Then if you have this maximum, this doesn't come up much because usually there are other bids you can make. But sometimes if you have 2 long suits and a lot of points, you will do this jump shift. And that means you jump up a level and go to a new suit. So that would be something like 1 heart, 2 diamonds, 3 spades. I could have bid 2 spades, but I bid 3 spades. I've jumped to a new suit. When we talked about jumping before, we were talking about jumping in our suit. 1 heart, 2 diamonds, 3 hearts. Now we've jumped and gone to a new suit. That's a jump shift. When we do that, we're saying to partner, we have a lot of points, 19 to 21. Okay, so that's the opener. Then we have the responder down here at the bottom of the page. Just like the opener had priorities for what they should bid, we have priorities for what you should do as a responder. And this is kind of a combination of the 2 pages we looked at before, where we separated it out into major suit openings and responses and minor suit openings and responses. The rules are the same. We've just combined them here. So the priority for choosing the responding bid to partner is, the first thing, your first choice is to raise partner's major suit if you have support. So if partner has opened 1 heart or 1 spade, our first priority, if we have support, is to raise and tell partner by raising it. Since we are promising 5 when we open 1 heart or 1 spade, we just need to have 3 to support our partner, because that gives us that 8 card major magic fit. And remember, this is where we do the revaluation of our hand with dummy points, because if partner has opened a suit and we are going to raise that suit, we are going to be the dummy. Partner is going to be the declarer because he said the suit first. So because it's better for us to, if we have shortness in our hand, that helps partner, we revalue your hand. And if we have shortness, 5 for a void, 3 for a singleton, and 1 for a doubleton, we will add that to our points and use that to decide what level we should bid to. If we don't have a major suit fit with partner, then our second priority is to bid a major suit of our own. We really want to find a major suit. So bid a 4-card major suit of your own. If you don't have your own 4-card major suit, the next thing is bid a no trump if you can. If your hand is kind of balanced, you don't have another long suit somewhere, we bid no trump. And then our last choice is either to bid your own or raise partner's minor suit. You can see everybody's last priority is to raise a minor suit. So we always think, can we do something else first? And if we can't, then sometimes we do need to raise a minor suit. Okay, so those are your priorities. So let's keep those in mind as we look down here to see exactly what we do when partner has opened one of a suit, one club, one diamond, one heart, or one spade. Okay, if partner opened a major suit, that is a heart or a spade, and we have 3-card support, at least 3-card support, we could have 4 or 5, even better. Then we're going to do one of these things. With 0 to 5, we're just going to pass. We just pass. If we have 6 to 9 or 10, we raise to 2, or sometimes we have what's called that weak freak. Remember that? That's the 6 to 9 point range, but we have a lot of the trump suit. 5, 6, whatever, a lot. We have 5 or more, but still a weak hand. Then we just jump to 4. Remember, that's what the weak freak is. 6 to 9 points and a lot of cards in the suit. Ordinarily, though, if we don't have the weak freak, that's kind of unusual. We just raise to the 2 level, 1 heart, 2 hearts. Or if we've got a little bit more, we raise to the 3 level. 1 heart, 3 hearts, 1 spade, 3 spades. That's if we have 10 to 12 points. And if we have 13 points, we bid a new suit. Now, it is correct that if partner has opened a heart or a spade, and I have 13 points, and I have at least 3 hearts or 3 spades, I know we belong in game. So it would not be totally incorrect to bid 4 hearts or 4 spades, because we can make 4 hearts or 4 spades. But what it does is, it first of all gives partner the wrong idea about our hand, because partner thinks we have a weak freak when we jump to game. So that's number 1. Number 2, if we've got at least 13 points in our hand and partner has 13 points, that's 26, we have a game, we can just bid a new suit because partner has to bid again. So we bid something like 1 spade, 2 clubs. Now partner has to bid again. And when partner bids again, they are going to give us more information about their hand by doing one of these 3 things. They're going to make their second bid. This is called their rebid. They've opened, we've bid, now they have to say something. If we bid a new suit, they can't pass. They must bid. If you'll notice here in this little box, which is where it tells us about forcing bids, a forcing bid, one that makes partner have to say something else, excuse me, is when you bid a new suit. So when we have support for partner and 13 or more points, we bid a new suit first and wait to hear what they have to say, because we might be wanting to bid a slam. Now, in this class, we don't do that very much because bidding slams is a little bit advanced. It's not really part of this class, but I want you to understand that's why we do this, because really quickly after you get out of this class, you'll start working on bidding slams and other things. A lot of other things will come up. So I want you to understand why we're doing some of the things we do. Okay, so that is, if this whole column here, this first column is if partner has opened a major suit and we have support for the major suit. Depending on our levels, we either raise to 2, raise to 3, or bid a new suit. Now, if partner has opened a minor suit or they opened a major suit that you didn't have support for. So they opened a heart, but you don't have 3 hearts. So in either one of these situations, then what we're going to do is, if you've got 6 to 9 points, you can bid a new suit at the one level. You can't go above the one level, or you can bid one no trump. That one no trump bid does not mean what all the other no trump bids mean. This one level, one no trump bid just means I don't have anything else to bid. I don't have a 4-card major suit. I don't have support for the suit that you bid. And I don't have 10 points, so I can't bid anything at the 2 level. So it just says one no trump. It might not be a no trump hand. You might have a lot of diamonds, for instance, and 6 or 7 points. Well, you want to tell a partner about the 6 or 7 points, but you can't bid your diamonds unless you have 10 points, because you need to remember this last rule down here. With less than 10 points, you cannot name a new suit at the 2 level, only the 1 level. If you have 10 points, you can go to the 2 level. So an auction of 1 spade, 2 diamonds would promise at least 10 points and some diamonds. An auction of 1 spade, 1 no trump says, I can't bid anything else. I don't have 10 points, so I can't bid to the 2 level. I do have 6 to 9 points, and I want to tell you about that. I don't have support for your spades. The reason we want to tell them, even though we don't have many points, but we've got 6 to 9, remember they might be up here in this 19 category, and all they need is 6 points from us to have a game. So we always want to bid if we have 6 points. Sometimes I make my classes raise their right hand and promise to Sally that they will always respond with 6 points. Because I'll tell you, that's a problem for new players, is if you don't have many points, you don't like to bid. But you always need to communicate with your partner what the real amount is in your hand. And if you have 6 points, you should bid. Okay, if you have 10 or more points, you can bid a new suit at the 2 level. Or you could jump in a minor suit if you wanted to. Or you could bid 2 no trump. Now, this 2 no trump does mean you've got a balanced hand. Because once you have 10 points, you can bid another suit. So if you don't have a balanced hand, you bid the new suit. If you do have a balanced hand, which means several cards in every suit, then you bid no trump. It's just down here where we have the rule that we can't bid at the 2 level without 10, that this 1 no trump doesn't mean much other than we just have 6 to 9 points. Now, if you have 13 or more points and a balanced hand, and your partner has bid either a minor suit or a major suit where you don't have support, then you could jump to 3 no trump, or you could bid a new suit. Notice, just like for the opener, when you bid a new suit, it might be, if you're at the 1 level, it might be 6 to 9. It might be 10 to 12. It might be 13 plus. We don't know. We don't know. It doesn't limit your hand. It starts the conversation going. So if partner opens something and we bid a new suit, doesn't limit our hand at all. Partner then has to come back and start filling in the blanks of our conversation by telling us which level they have in their hand. Questions on any of this? We're going to do some hands in a minute, so I think it'll help see how these go together. Anybody have any questions at this point? Before we look at hands, I want to look at one more thing, because when we actually play hands, once we figured out the bidding of what we want to bid and we have a contract, then declarer has to play the hand and figure out if we've agreed that we're going to play 3 no trump. And so we're going to need to take 9 tricks declarer has to figure out, how do I get those 9 tricks? And the way we do that is, and I'm sure you've seen all through the book, Audrey Grant talks about making a plan, and she talks about the ABCs of making a plan. So the first part to making a plan, A, assess the situation. And what she means by that is, how many tricks do we have to take? Well, if we've bid 3 no trump, we have to take 9 tricks. If we've bid 2 hearts, we have to take 8 tricks. What is our goal? Based on our contract, how many tricks do we have to take? That's the first question. The second thing is to look at the tricks that you have in your hand and that Dummy has in his hand. Look between the 2 hands and see how many tricks you can be sure you can take. Do you have the ace, king, queen, jack in a suit? Well, you're going to get those 4 tricks. So look to see the sure tricks, the tricks that you can win without losing any tricks. Those are your sure tricks. Then you just subtract the sure tricks from your goal to see how many extra tricks you need. Maybe you won't need any. Maybe your goal is to make 3 no trump, 9 tricks, and you count up your tricks between the 2 hands and see that you have 9 tricks. That's all you need to do. Take those tricks. But usually you're 1 or 2 short of the sure tricks. Usually you have to figure out, I need to make 9 tricks and I can only count 8. How can I make an extra trick? When you need to make an extra trick, you do the B part of the plan. You browse the checklist. We have 4 ways on our checklist here that we can make extra tricks when we need them. Now, you're in beginning bridge class, and these are the 4 you're going to learn, but these are pretty much the only 4 that there are. We can pretty them up with different things about how we take them and when we take them and what hand we're in, etc. But really, the only 4 ways to get the extra tricks are these 4 things that you can do. The first is to finesse. That means if you have just a king sitting there and you don't have an ace, a queen, a jack, anything. You've got a king and a couple of little ones and a few little ones in your hand. It means we would like for the king to win. We just hope it wins. The ace is probably going to win, and if somebody plays the ace first, the king will be good. But if we really have to have the king, we lead a low card out of our hand to the king. We always lead towards the trick we hope will win. If the king is on our left-hand side, if the ace is on our left-hand side, our king might win. If the ace is on the right-hand side, our king won't win. That's just a 50-50 shot. But that's a finesse. A finesse is where you lead towards a card and you hope that card will win because the person that has the card that will beat it is playing before you. And either he plays the ace, making your king good, or he plays low and you play the king, hoping it's going to be good. If he had the ace, your king will be good. If he didn't have the ace, it'll lose to this person. That's a finesse. The second thing is promotion. And that is if you have the king, queen, jack, 10, those aren't all going to win. The ace has to win. But after the ace is gone, the king, queen, jack, 10 are promoted. Now they're higher. They've moved up the line. The same thing is true if you have the king, queen, jack, 9, 7. You're missing the 10 and the 8. But when the 10 and the 8 get played, your 9 and your 7 get promoted. Now they're the high cards. So you have to watch for this and you have to knock those out. And when you do, your cards get promoted. The third way is length. You might not have any high cards in a suit, but you might have 9 in a suit. And that means there's just 4 out. So if you lead those a couple of times, the opponents will win a couple of tricks because they have the high cards. But then after you've knocked them out, all the other cards you have in that suit are going to be good. That's length. The last thing is trumping in dummy, and that is where there is shortness in the dummy, where you have fewer trump. If you can trump in that side, you can get extra tricks. You don't get extra tricks if I'm just going to play the ace, king, queen, jack, 10 out of my hand, and I've got the 3 little cards that are on the board just fall under my ace, king, queen. I get 5 tricks, but that's all I get. But what if I have a void over in the dummy side and I lead a card and trump it with one of those little ones in dummy? Now I have the ace, king, queen, jack, 10 plus the little one that I did. That's 6. So that's why trumping in dummy gets us extra tricks. We may trump in our hand where we have a lot of trump because we're void in clubs or diamonds or something. And that doesn't get us an extra trick. It keeps them from winning a trick. But that's kind of a subtle difference. It doesn't get us extra tricks when we're looking to get extra tricks. And then the last thing, and I'm not going to talk about that much, is you have to do these things in the right order. So C is consider the order that you need to do things in. And the most important one of these is the order that you do things in if you're having a trump suit is you nearly always draw trump first. Sometimes you don't. If you want to trump something in dummy, you can't draw the trump before you use those little cards. But generally, you draw the trump first. Okay. All right. So now let's go look at some hands. Let's play some hands. That bridge face up. Okay, we're going to look at this hand, which is, I hope, the one out of your book. It is. Okay, so the dealer here is north, and we can see all the hands here, okay? If we were sitting at the table, obviously we couldn't see all hands. We could just see our hand at this point. So I want you to remember that, but for purposes of illustration, we'll just look at each hand separately. So let's look at this top hand, North's hand. That is at the top of your screen. Did everybody see that okay? Okay. Let's count up how many points we have here. Here we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13. So we've got 13 points. We've got no extra points for length. So are we going to want to open this hand? And if so, what would we open this hand? Well, we can't open it one no trump because we don't have 15 to 17. We've just got 13. And we can't open it one heart or one spade. That's our next choice because we don't have 5. So we're going to open our best minor suit, which is 1 diamond. Yep. Now this hand is going to pass because in this part of the class, we aren't doing any opponents bidding. So they're just going to pass. Now let's look down here. at the south hand. The south hand, we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. We've got 14 points down there. Now, what do we know right away? We've got at least 13, and our partner has 13. So where on the bidding ladder should we be? How high up?
The game level?
Game level. 26 points is a game at hearts or spades. 29 points is a game for clubs or diamonds. That's why we don't like them. 25 points is a game at 3 no trump. So we are sure that we have a game at either heart, no trump, hearts, or spades, that we have enough points for that if we can match up well enough. But we don't know, we know how high. South now knows how high we belong, but they don't know where we belong. They know they might play in diamonds because partner probably has 4 when they bid a diamond, and we've got 4. So we've probably got to fit in diamonds. But our first priority is to find a major suit fit. So what are we going to want to bid with this hand?
Will it be like too hard or something?
2 hearts? Usually we don't jump.
Okay.
Usually we just keep it low, especially when we're trying to figure out how high and where. If we jump up the ladder, we take up bidding space that we may need to have our bidding conversation go back and forth. So it's rare for us to jump. There are times that we do, but until we've got a better idea of one hand or the other, usually we don't jump. So here we just need to bid 1 heart. Now that doesn't tell partner a lot. We could make that bid with 6 points. That's all that bid requires is 6 points. If we didn't have 6 points, we'd pass. So all this bid says is, partner, I've got at least 6 points and I've got 4 hearts. But it makes partner bid again. So now we get to hear more from partner, then we'll start to know where we belong. This hand is going to pass. The west hand is going to pass. And now it's North's turn to bid again. And North is going to want to tell us where they are on the bidding ladder. Okay, or on their hand. They're going to want to describe their hand for us. So they're going to need to tell us now, are they a minimum, medium, or maximum hand? And tell us whether or not they like hearts, or whether they want to bid something else, whether they want to rebid their diamonds or try no trump. So the first question is, do they like hearts?
Yes.
Yes, yes, they do. And what level is their hand? Minimum, medium, or maximum?
Minimum.
Minimum, because they had 13 points, I believe. 13 to 15 is minimum. So they're a minimum hand with support for hearts. So they want to tell us, I like your hearts, with a minimum hand by just raising to 2 hearts. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yep.
Just 2 hearts. Now, East is going to pass again. And now it comes back down here to South. What should South bid?
4 heart?
4 hearts, right? South knew from the beginning we belonged at game. They just weren't sure what game we belonged in. But once they bid hearts and their partner supports hearts, they know that they belong in game, and they know that they don't belong in more than game because they've got 14 points. Partner has no more than 15 points. That's 29 points. That's not a slam. A slam is 33 points. So we are happy to bid game before hearts. And then everybody passes after that. After that 4 heart bid, then west is gonna pass, and North has no more to say, right? South has
Mhm.
decided where we belong and they've bid it. He who knows goes. And so when partner decides we belong at four hearts, North has described their hand, North just passes. They're happy to be there. And then East passes. Now we have three passes in a row. So our auction is concluded. Four hearts is the bid. And South was the first one that bid hearts. So they're going to be the declarer. North will be dummy. And if South is the declarer, the person to the left of the declarer leads first. And out of this hand, ordinarily what we lead is the top of touching honors. Here we have King, Queen. Those are touching honors. King, Jack are both honors, but they're not touching because the
Mhm.
Queen's missing. But so the King, Queen will lead the King of Spades. Now we make our plan. We make our plan. We look between the two hands and we say, how many tricks do we need to take? We're bidding four
10.
hearts. We'll need to take 10 tricks. We bid four hearts. That's 4 plus 6 is 10. So we need to take 10 tricks. So let's look at the hearts in the north hand and in the south hand. How many heart tricks can we count?
4.
We can count four, can we? Can't we? We've got the ace, king, queen, jack, and they can each take a trick going back and forth. So, because we've got four on each side. So we've got four heart tricks. How many spade tricks do we have? Three up here, three down here. How many spade tricks do you think we're going to get?
Well, you could lose all of them if your opponent has ace, king, and queen.
I'm expecting to lose all of those spade tricks. We can't count on any spade tricks. So we count 0 for spades. How many diamonds do we have? Let's look at the diamonds up here and the diamonds down here. How
You
many
need a
diamonds?
4.
Again, four. Ace, king, queen, jack. We can go back and forth. Takes care of all of them. We've got that. And how many clubs do we have for sure?
1.
Just one, the ace of clubs. So we have four hearts, no spades, four diamonds, 4 and 4 is 8, one club, that's 9. We've got 9 tricks that we can see for sure. We need to figure out one more trick. Where can the one more trick come from?
The queen of club.
Yeah, if we can make that queen of clubs good, that would be our 10th trick. Because there's no way we can win spades. We're going to have to lose 3 spades. So our only other choice is making the queen of clubs good. For the queen of clubs to be good, what has to be true?
You have to lead from the smaller of the clubs on the south side
We do
in
have to
order to
lead
get the king
towards the
out.
queen of clubs because that's what we want to happen is for the queen to win. Where does the king have to be for the queen to win? Excuse me. Which side, east or west? Where do we hope that the king is?
West.
Yes, we hope the king is in the west hand because if it's in the west hand and he plays the king, we'll play our ace. If he doesn't play the king, we'll play our queen and hope that it wins, and it will win if the king is over here. So that's what we're hoping. And since we can see all the cards here, we know that it is there, right? So we're good. So let's just play this out. The king is played and it's going to win. And then the guy that played the king thinks to himself, hey, nobody played the ace. So where is the ace? My partner must have it. So I'm going to play a small spade and let my partner play his ace. And he does play his ace. And now this guy thinks, hey, 8 spades have been played. And I've got 1, and there's one here. So that's 8, 9, 10. There's still 3 out. I know my partner has at least one because when he led the king, he promised he had the queen.
Mhm.
So I'm starting to worry about things getting trumped, but I know my partner has the queen. So I'm going to go ahead and lead the spades one more time. And luckily, for me, everybody has one. So my partner wins with the queen. But now all the spades are gone. Now this guy has to lead something else. And what do you think he might lead? He knows if he leads spades, this hand can trump it, and he should be able to count. Spades have been led 3 times with 4 played each time. He should know this spade is the last one. So he's not going to lead that because the last person to get to trump would be over here in dummy, and that's not good. So he's not going to lead that. And usually you don't lead trump because you usually don't want to help the opponents draw in their trump. You might think about leading diamonds, or you might think about leading clubs. But if you thought about leading clubs, you go, wait a minute, I've got the king here. I can see the ace queen up here because this is the dummy hand, right? Everybody can see this hand up here, the north hand.
Mhm.
So he's not going to lead clubs. So kind of by process of elimination, he's going to lead a diamond. Now, you can see you've got 4 tricks in diamonds, right? And we had 4 tricks in hearts. I'm going to win this diamond trick, third hand high. I'm going to win it over here in the south hand.
Mhm.
Then I'm going to pull my trump in. That's the next thing I do. So I'm going to play a little trump. Okay, that's 2. There are 5 out. And I've now pulled 2 of them in. I'm going to lead the jack, which I know is a high card because I've got the ace queen. There's 2 more. So now there's just 1 card out. So I play my last heart. And this guy has to throw something away. And I could play either the ace or the queen. Both of them are good. So it doesn't make any difference which I play. Now that's all the trump. 2, 2, and 1. That's 5.
Mhm.
That's it. They're all in. So now I know I have my 3 diamonds. I could just cash those, but I need to get my one more trick, right? So we might as well do that right now. So I lead a low club and I've got my fingers crossed. This guy could play any of these cards, right? No
Mhm.
matter which card he plays, both of mine are going to be good. If he plays the little one, the 5, I play the queen and my queen will win. If he plays the jack, I play the queen and my queen will win. If he plays the king, I play the ace and my queen will win. So because the king is over here, no matter what he does, I'm going to get these 2 tricks. Usually, though, remember we talked about last week, we play second hand low, third hand high. Since he is the second hand, usually he plays low, even though he can see what's happening here. And I play the queen. I've got my fingers crossed because remember, I can't see his hand. I don't know what's going on now, but I put in the queen, fingers crossed, hoping it wins. And he plays a little one. Okay. Now I have the rest of the tricks. Can everybody see that I have the rest of the tricks? I have the ace of clubs. I have the ace, king, queen of diamonds, and I have a good heart left. So I have the last 5 tricks. I could either play them out one by one, or I could just say I have the last 5 tricks. Everybody see that?
Mhm.
Okay. Let me play them out real quick. Oh, I can just read out. Let's go to the next hand. Okay, this time east is the dealer. So let's look at this hand. Here we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in this hand. So what is this hand going to want to open? Or
One
do
club.
one club, too few points to open one no trump, no 5-card major, so they open their best minor suit, one club. The south hand is going to pass. And now let's look at the west hand. The west hand has 3, and 3 is 6, and 4 is 10, and 1 is 11 points. 11 points. But they don't, that's a lot, pretty many points. That's a little bit, but they don't know that they have a game, right?
Mhm.
Might be short of game. So what are they going to want to bid with this hand?
One spade.
They're definitely going to want to bid a major suit. But when we have 4, 4, we go up the line. We bid the lower one first, then the higher one. So
Oh, yeah, one heart then.
if we have 5, 5, we would bid the spades first. But with 4, 4, we bid the hearts first. So 1 heart. North is going to pass. Now we're back over here to our original bidder. Do they like that spade bid? I mean, the heart bid?
No,
No, they don't like the heart bid because they can't support hearts. So what are they going to do you think?
one spade.
One spade. They've got 4 spades, right? They just couldn't mention them the first time because if they had bid 1 spade, that would have said 5. They've just got 4. So for sure, at the 1 level, you can bid a new suit without promising a lot of extra stuff at the 1 level. So they just say 1 spade. That doesn't promise any more points. It just says, I've got 4 spades and I don't have 4 hearts. It's South's turn. They pass. And now we're back over to the West hand. Does West like the spades?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because West knows we've got a 4, 4 fit, right? If West has a 4, 4 fit, they get to revalue their hand because partner bid spades first. They get to revalue their hand using dummy points. So do they get any extra points?
They get 1 extra point because of that doubleton.
Exactly right. So they now have 12 points. 12 points is not enough, though, to bid game, is it? In spades. We need 26 points. And partner, we know, has at least 13. We just got 12. That's not enough. But we would like to tell partner, right, that we've got more than a minimum and we've got spades. So how do you think we would do that? We can't bid 4 spades.
I would do like 2 spades.
Well, if we do 2 spades, we could do 2 spades with just, 6 points. So
So
2
will you
spades is
jump?
too little, and 4 spades is too many.
3 spades?
3 spades. 3 spades says, partner, I like your spades, and I've got practically enough to bid game, but I can't go there by myself. So you'll have to do it if you want. So that means there's somewhere between 10 and 12 points. They have enough points. They're kind of interested in game, but it depends on how many points the East hand has. So North is now passing. Now, what do you think that East is going to do? Does East have enough information to make a decision about how high? The where we know, the where is spades, but how high? Well, East has 13 points exactly, right? When we counted those up.
Yeah.
Okay. They know that their partner cannot have more than 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they would have bid game. So if we take the maximum they have of 12 and add it to our 13, that is not a game. That's 25 points close, but it's not a game. So we just go, all right, this is the best we can do. And East just passes because East does not have enough for game. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
East has enough to make the decision, and the decision is we don't have enough for game. All right. So then we'll be playing 3 spades because East mentioned spades first. They will be the declarer. West will be the dummy. And that means that the lead will come from the south hand to the left of the east hand. And out of this hand, south doesn't have any touching honors, do they? Because that's usually, if we have touching honors, we like to lead those because it gives partner information about our hand. It tells them at least one card in our hand. If we don't have that, we usually bid the 4th down of our longest suit. And in this case, that would be the 2 of diamonds. Now, East needs to make his plan. East has bid, the contract is 3 spades. So how many tricks do we need to take?
9 tricks.
9 tricks. That's 6 plus 3. We've bid 3 spades. We need to take 9 tricks. And let's count up what we've got. In spades, how many do we have? We've got 4, right?
4.
Ace, king, queen, jack. In hearts, how many sure tricks do we have?
1.
Well, don't have even one sure trick. That king might not win.
That's true. If ace
King
took
could
it.
lose. Yeah. If the king gets played and the ace is over here and gets played on top of the king, it can't win. If somebody takes the ace first, our king would be good. But for that reason, opponents don't usually lead out aces first. So can't count on the king. So we've got 4 spades, no hearts for sure. Clubs, what do we have?
We have 2 tricks at least.
Well, we've got the ace and then the king, queen, jack. And see, we can play the ace first and then go over here and play the king, queen, jack. So we are sure of 4 tricks if we play it correctly. 4 tricks and clubs. Okay. So 4 tricks and clubs. So that was 4 spades, 4 clubs, and we can't count on any in diamonds, can we?
No.
Those are all losers. So we've got 8 tricks that we can count on for sure. Where is our 9th trick maybe going to come from?
Heart.
At heart. We're going to have to hope we can make the king of hearts good. So 2 has been led. We'll play low. And then 3rd hand usually plays high. This is the 3rd person to play. So they'll play the ace. And then we have to play a low one. Then they will try the king because they're kind of thinking maybe their partner has the king. And there's no point in the king winning if their queen is going to win, right? So they just play low. And now this guy goes, aha, I know my partner has the king. So he leads another diamond. The king wins. And now this hand knows that everybody is out of diamonds. Diamonds have been played 3 times. That's 12 cards. This 10 of diamonds is the only one left. So now we have to figure out something else to lead. We can see in the south hand, if we lead the ace of hearts, we'll win the ace of hearts. But what do? We make it easy for East, don't we? So we do not want to lead a heart. We do not want to lead a heart. We're going to let somebody else lead hearts. We're not going to do it. And because we don't usually lead trump, and we can't lead that diamond, process of elimination, we'll lead a little club. And we can take that, right? And usually when we have a short side and a long side, we take the high card from the short side first. That way we won't get stuck over here. Play the ace first, low, low. Now we can lead over here if we wanted to, but what we want to do first is we want to draw our trump in because we don't want any unpleasant surprises with them playing
Mhm.
trump. So it doesn't make too much difference what order I do these things in because I'm going to win all of the spade tricks. Now I can lead a little one. Okay, now I've led them twice, so that was 4. There were 5 out, so now I know there's just 1 left, but I need to play one more time to pull it in, and there we go. Okay, and now this guy has to throw something. He might throw a heart. He could throw anything away. Okay, now can you see that I have my 3 club tricks are going to be good? I
Mhm.
need to decide what I'm going to do. I could play the 3 club tricks. It wouldn't hurt anything. But let's go ahead and see what's going to happen with the heart, right? Because that's the one we've got. We know we've got clubs and the spade, but we have to take those 4 plus 1 more to make our contract. So we will just lead a little heart. And if this guy plays low, we'll play the king and hope it wins. If this guy decides to play his ace, we will play a little heart, right? And then our king's good.
Right.
But this guy usually the second hand plays low. So he's not going to play his ace. He's going to play a low card. And what he's hoping is that you may make a mistake here and play like the 10 of hearts or the 8 of
Mm.
hearts. Okay, that's what he's kind of hoping, and that his partner then will get to win. But what you're actually doing is you're finessing this king. You want that to win. So you have to play the king right now. Fingers crossed, because remember, you can't see that he had the ace. You don't know what he had. He could have the ace, but he doesn't. He
Mhm.
plays
Mhm.
low. Now we have gotten the extra trick we needed. So now we just want to play our clubs. And play our last club here.
Mhm.
And play the last spade, hoping maybe they'll throw away the wrong card. Who knows? But they don't. And then we have to lead the heart, and they win the heart. But that's okay. We got the tricks we needed. We took our
Mhm.
9 tricks that we needed to take.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. That is it for these hands. And so we now know everything that we need to know about playing basic bridge, not no trump, but basic bridge. And so on our class on Wednesday, we're going to learn no trump, which is really fun because it has some real specific bids. And so that's what we're going to cover next week. Okay. Questions
Okay.
about today's?
Mhm.
All right, guys. I will see you on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Bye bye.